I want to do a little video on my upcoming program entitled Birth Circle Healing Trauma Experience During Labour. So, this is a 6-week program which is intended to be for 4 women to work through any trauma they experience, any difficulties they experience in their labour while delivering their child or children. And this came about after my initial training in the Sacred Womb Awakenings that I am trained in here with my mentor, Kelly Morgan, in Ibiza. And it came through at the end of my training that actually it was needed very much for the collective, and that so many women go on to swallow up this difficult experience as they move straight into becoming mums, and obviously overjoyed at having their baby and overjoyed at becoming a mum, and move straight into motherhood straight after what could be a very difficult experience. And we are often told, and I was told, that your baby's healthy, don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. So long as baby's healthy, you can just move on and go straight into motherhood. And we do, and I did, and it doesn't mean that I didn't love every moment. But in my 3-day labour, it was a kind of ricochet of almost like just a kind of a difficult circumstance which led to another one, and then another one, and another one, and it went on for many, many days. And I was given many messages, like my body wasn't working properly, I wasn't in control, I had to hand my control over to those who knew better. And I ended up receiving a double spinal puncture, and I had the epidural failed, so I had no pain relief. My final, just before my baby was born, I was literally just chewing on metal and strapped to the side, strapped to a bed and chewing on metal. And I had this thought through my head. I looked over at an open window at the side of the room, and I thought, well, if I can climb out of that window, I can escape this. And another thought which was like, no, you're giving birth to your baby. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, I've got to come back and get on with that. And I did. And I told myself, because I had a vaginal delivery and that my baby breastfed, that I'd done so well, all was well. I just moved straight into becoming a mum. My baby was on in the neonatal intensive care ward for a week while I had what's called spinal patches, and it's incredible what they can do. They take blood out of your body and then they put it into the spinal column, and it finds the holes and patches it up, and so it's amazing. But that little part of me which wanted to go over and climb out the window actually never came back, and I never dealt with. And I would say that probably the first year of being a mama, I was probably quite disassociated from my body. And in fact, I remember pushing him down the street in the buggy and feeling half in my body and half not. And maybe not feeling very confident in some of the decisions that I had to make or I was making. And actually that actually was a trauma, which sat within my body. And he's almost 12 now, and I've been working in womb work now for over a year, and I would say that I'm starting to claim that little part of me back. And how that shows is that I am confident in myself, I am confident using my voice, I'm much more confident in my decisions making as a mum, even though it's many years on. So why this work is important is that actually when we experience a trauma and we swallow it up, it's somewhere vibrating inside of our system, somewhere. And it can have a knock-on effect actually in other areas of our lives, not just the immediate area of motherhood. And I know many people who experience some sort of difficulty in their labour, which maybe there had to be a medical intervention. Many different scenarios that I've heard of, and this is actually not dealt with. We go on out into the world and straight into motherhood. You know, there's no mollycoddling, if you like, and no protecting you from that. You are a mama. You've become a mama, and of course that's amazing. And the safe delivery of your baby is of paramount importance. But from my experience working with women in this birth circle, one of the things which come up often is that the woman's lost her voice that day. She wasn't of paramount importance, because of course paramount importance is getting the baby out safely. So it's not anybody's fault or anything about blame. It's about reclaiming that little part of yourself which maybe got lost that day in the hospital room. So I invite you to reach out to me if this speaks to you. And maybe your baby was born 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe a year ago. It's all of this work is applicable at any point in our life. So yeah, reach out to me if this speaks to you, and I'm really up for chatting to anybody who'd like to have a chat, who wants to talk through their experience and if this may help them. We use sacred womb awakening techniques, which are beautiful and powerful, and when practiced with other women become incredibly powerful. And we also use creativity, so I'm a big fan of painting and free writing, and it's really beautiful to witness what happens when we come together as a group of women. And as a group of women coming together, we really do heal so enormously and hold each other in that space. And so this may feel like a difficult subject, and it may feel like a scary subject, but the way the womb work works is it's actually very gentle, and if emotions come up, it's usually quite short-lived. So reach out to me, and please share with any friends, any girlfriends you know who maybe went through a very, very difficult time, many days labouring, maybe had medical intervention at the end, and maybe you feel that this would help. So please share, and yeah, reach out to me. This speaks to you. Thank you.